Can you bring that to the beach?
I know.
Have you guys been to the beach?
Put those down, Tammy. Where would you like that? Right by yours. Store manager, and he was testing out the toys. He was crazy. This is what Paul Jr. did for us. That is so neat. Oh yeah, I love it. You know, that was done in San Antonio. And that chalk.
And you've got one of me and of Sandy.
Both of y'all. Here's we had made that.
Oh, that is
You guys want to?
so good. And I like that where you can see that better.
Yeah. But Ma said she wants this to be a day of celebration.
And it will be.
It will be. She said not a lot of honking tears.
Okay.
She said that she looked at me and she said, well, all right, try and keep it to a minimum. I did bring extra hankies in case anybody needs some.
Now, do we help the helium now, or do we wait till after?
You don't suck on the helium until you're letting it, and the balloons are for the grandchildren. And Dad drove my dad crazy because he's a horrible driver. By the time my dad got out of the car, he's like, what is he thinking? That's because I yelled at him so much. Wife. And do you want to say something, Tammy, or do you want to say a prayer?
I will do whatever you want me to do.
I was thinking we could all say the 23rd Psalm if you want to. I mean, this is all just kind of off the cuff.
Can you pass me out?
Not anymore.
Yes.
Now,
Can you hold that?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it like this.
and I thought during the celebration, everybody could, if you want, say a little something about a memory of Dad. In that Noah, please. And I think it's very appropriate the bells go off in the middle of the celebration.
I was hoping the lawn didn't.
Well,
Yeah, I really like
they'll
working
be
in
doing
the
the
lawn.
lawn stuff too. But they were very kind and said they would stop, and I was like, no, just go ahead. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures.
because obviously I enjoy a good meal, and that man enjoyed a meal with me. I always felt like I had an eating buddy when he was with me, and he would meet me to the end. Christmas dinner was like my #1 fan would show up, and we would all pile in and chomp until we couldn't chomp anymore. And I remember thinking, you know, I'm not sure if he's really tasting anything, but he doesn't care. He loves me and says, this is good. And so we would eat and enjoy it. But it didn't stop there, because he would come over and we'd go out to dinner about once a week. And once in a while, Paul would go, no, let's not cook. Let's go to Olive Garden. They're having the never-ending bowl. And of course, that brought joy to my heart, because he and I would look at each other, and if you had seen him, he would do that sideways kind of, yeah, this is going to be good. So we'd all sit down, the 4 of us with Paul Sr. making 5, and we would all have a second bowl, and everyone was tapering down, going, oh, that was good. And I would look at him, and he would look at me, and there would be a little nod, and we were like, what the heck? Color over, Paul, we want one more. And so she would bring out one more bowl, and together he and I would just grin and chat, and Paul would just sit in amazement and watch us, and we would eat and enjoy, and it was just community fun time, enjoying the spirit of happiness at that moment. I remember thinking, what am I going to do? I don't have my eating buddy anymore. You know, it was just, you know, one of those things. But the gift he gave my family was love. Because when he would come over and we wouldn't be doing anything that fancy, just a regular old dinner, Paul would pull out a tray table, and Paul Sr. would be sitting in a chair. My Paul would be on a hassock, and my girls would be gathered around the tray table playing poker.
5-card stud.
We have pictures of them playing 5-card stud. And what was amazing is that my oldest was about 6 to 8, and my youngest was 3, right in the middle of it. And I'm thinking, well, at least they're learning to count, so that's good, you know. And some of my friends were like, you let them play? Oh, definitely, it's mandatory. And the joy on all their faces, especially when Annie would throw down something strange, and out would come that look of, really, you want to throw that down? Oh, maybe not, let's try something else. But it was just pure joy. That's all it was pure joy. And so he's one of the reasons my daughters grew up feeling loved. They have many reasons, but he was a big reason of just pure love, and that's all it was. And so for that, we thank you.
He'd say, Paulie, you march to the beat of a different drummer. And I live by that. And he also said, never bullshit a bullshitter. And I live by that too.
There's steakhouse, because Dad loves steak, and he loved to eat, as Tammy said. And he talked about that day, and they had the smoking room, and what a wonderful day that was. The other time is he was always calling Sunil, what was it?
Is it racist?
If you don't straighten up, I'm going to kick your A. We have a baby here, so I can't say it because that'll be the word that he'll remember. But Dad was a lot of fun. We have a lot of funny memories. And the children that he had were crazy. And I remember the time that was Dad's, I think, 40th birthday. And we wanted to do something big, but we weren't sure what. So what we did is I put on, okay boys, hold your hats. I put on a string bikini.
Oh, so sorry. Memory.
I taped balloons all over me, a veil over my face. I rang the doorbell, he answered the door, and there was a stripper at the door. But he did not know it was me. And he was, and I have pictures of course, and he was so embarrassed. And then he's just like, Edith, I can't believe, Edith's mom, I can't believe you're doing this. And then I take the veil off, and he almost fell to the floor, like, oh my daughter, my daughter. The other time, because he was just so easy to fool with that I took my camera when he was in the shower and I had the flash on and I put the camera over the shower. I didn't look and started flashing. And he was falling all over the shower. It was a crazy childhood. We had fabulous memories. He was also he couldn't have anything on his neck. And we had these 2 crazy cats. And they were walking across the back of the bed when he was sleeping. And we knew they were going to pounce, but we wouldn't do anything. And the cat pounced on his neck. And I've never seen a man jump out of bed so crazy. And all I could say was, "You saw this was going to happen? You saw this was going to happen?" Uh-huh. Or how about when we were little children, and it was just me and you, Paul, and we were at the drive-in theater, and he buys a big bucket of popcorn, and he goes to the wrong car. He gets in it, he sits down, he hands the bucket to the woman that's sitting next to him, and we're all watching because we're on top of the hoods, and we're like, "Look at that crazy old guy." He gets out of the car, the popcorn is all over the place because he's so embarrassed, and we are laughing hysterically. And again, how could you let me do that? I don't know. And all he kept saying through our childhood is, "What did your mom do to you to have you come out this way?" And it's like, no, your family is crazy. That's where it came from.
you the star. To Grandpa. Grandpa Paul. It's with the car.
Oldest son, who looks just like my father and I. I look at my beautiful youngest son, and I think he looks just like his little brother. We're so lucky. We're so lucky to have families. The one thing my father always taught us is to love each other above all else. We've had rough lives. We've had great lives. The one thing my father would always say, if he was here today, is how proud he is of his 3 children. We give back to the community. We work hard. We respect. We don't always get along, but that's what family's about. We always are together. And you are all part of our family. We're so fortunate to have all of you. My dad was a good man. I drive by on a regular basis. I don't come in here because this isn't how I remember my father. It was a day just like this when he passed away. My brother and I brought him out into the hearse and it started to rain. When I was packing up this morning, it was raining. We were fortunate to have my dad. I wish my mom were here because we're all family. His grandchildren were blessings to him on a regular basis. Every day when we would get together, we would talk, and I miss those talks because I didn't have them as long as my brother and my sister. But he talked about our family. I have pictures of him holding Austin as a child. Those are great memories. We all miss out on a great man. We're very fortunate.
When Dad was so sick, they stepped in. Mr. Hedges would play his fiddle for Dad, which he absolutely loved. I think it was your mandolin too. He loved that. He always talked about that. That gave him such a sense of peace. And to have such wonderful people that are family and just said, whatever you need, we will be there. And us being, we don't need outside help or anything. We'll take care of it. But Ma was sick, and they would just come and just give Dad a sense of peace because they're such calming people. And to know that they were a part of our lives and Dad's lives, and it made it so much easier for him to leave us knowing that he was being so well taken care of and had such love for you people. He truly did. And for Tammy, when he was in the hospital, she would rub his feet and massage his feet. That's not something I could do. But she didn't think twice about it. And it gave him just comfort and peace. But we're all blessed to have you here. For those of you children that didn't know Grandpa, you have to know that he held you before you came and were born. That he enjoyed you up in heaven. And he's with you every day. And when I say grandchildren, I'm speaking of Tiffany and Sydney, his extended grandchildren. But thank you all for coming. And we'll all go out for breakfast. Business card in case you want to learn how to play bagpipes because he teaches
And I've got the skirt for you. So
because I did
I'll
ask
pay for that.
Tammy, I said, they have bagpipes. Can they play?
Kind of.
I said, okay.
I'm sure he will. Or I can just strangle a cat. Everyone would like that. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.